My name is Lisa Deitz and I'm 16 years old. I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma when I was 9.
The sand is eating away at my feet.
I'm Keith Deitz, Lisa's father.
I am Donna Deitz, Lisa's mom. Lisa had been really tired and things, and we decided we needed to take her to the doctor.
He was talking about stuff and I was pretty much not paying attention. And then Mom mentioned the clubbing in my fingers. He looked at it and he said that he wanted to do an x-ray.
Although I'm not really sure what an x-ray is supposed to look like, I thought you should be able to see their lungs and their heart or something. And all I could see was a great big mass that took up just about her whole chest. We knew that life was going to change. Like we said, we don't know what it is, but life is changing from this moment forward. They took Lisa out of the room and took her to see Keith's brother out in the waiting room, and they told us Lisa has cancer and it's quite advanced. And we just sat there and I said, "We're going to lose her, aren't we?" And they said, "We don't know." It was a really terrifying moment. It was really.
I never questioned myself dying. I know that my parents did, like in the first week in intensive care and that kind of thing. But for me, it was always like, well, we'll just do this and then I'll go home. Like, I guess I knew that it was a possibility, but to me, it just really wasn't.
Oftentimes, a child can't tolerate some chemo drugs. Lisa tolerated them all. I mean, they made her ill, but she tolerated them. She stayed right on the drug protocol. We were extremely optimistic. Everything went according to. She went through the how many rounds of chemotherapy, and then they did the radiation, and I thought the radiation was overkill.
I've been poked apart a lot. After I'd done my first set of chemotherapy and then radiation, and then I relapsed and did more chemotherapy and high-dose chemotherapy and a stem cell transplant.
The hand I used to hold, the wind took the rest of my hair. The sand just finished eating away.
A year after she's diagnosed, everything's going good. She goes for a checkup, and they do a scan, and the tumor's growing again.
Well, that just really sucks, because my kind of cancer was not supposed to come back, and then it did. And I'm like, well, this sucks.
She would say, well, what's the point? It's not going to go away, I'm just going to die.
Slowly swallowed by the sea. Slowly swallowed by the sea. We're all slowly swallowed by the sea.
There's no defining moment with a child or a cancer patient, especially one that's relapsed, when you say, oh, I beat cancer. Probably, for me, the 5-year mark, which just happened in December, was a monument or a milepost, because they often say, there were statements made that when you're 5 years out, you have beat the cancer. The cancer hasn't come back, that the odds are extremely low that they'll ever come back. But when you're just 1 year out, especially, she was 1 year basically.
She was 6 months done.
6 months done treatment. She relapsed. So at 1 year, could you say she's beat it? No, you couldn't. At 2, no, you couldn't. But now at 5, we can say she's beat it.
Just remember that you take 1 hour, 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time, and you live in the moment. And just, if you live in the moment, it won't be so overwhelming. You just do it.
Do what you have to do.
You do it, you put one foot in front of the other, and you'll come out on the other side.
You get through the next test, the next scan, the next medical procedure. You just gotta, you can't plan ahead.
No.
You have no life otherwise. So it's very hard to, you know, to think, well,
Well, you put your life on hold for a while, and if you can find a way to put your life on hold and just live in the moment and get the child through and give them as much support as possible, as well as your other children and your spouse, and you live for that moment,